Welcome back. Take out your snack and get unpacked. It is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. And are you ready to rock? I can't hear you. Are you ready to rock? Ready to roll. That was amazing. Thanks. All right, so you're all here today. I did have all these different fruits that we talked about, the parts of the plants that we eat. We said that stems, we're eating things like celery, asparagus, the roots, we're eating things like yams, we're eating carrots. The part of the plant we're eating is called the root part. And then we talked about leaves, lots of other delicious things like spinach, things like lettuce, okay? All different types of lettuce. Most of this stuff, a lot of the leaves we eat when we're having salads, but sometimes we have it as a hot vegetable on our dinner plate next to maybe a piece of meat or some type of pasta, rice, or something like that, okay? So I did want to mention that we talked about the cotton and clothing and how people use plants, but I also wanted to mention wheat. There's a famous story called The Big Red Hen, and no one really wants to help him, but they do want to help him at the end when they see what he did with the plants and what he did at the mill. And he had made this delicious loaf of bread, and everyone smelled it coming out of the window. And everyone who said the whole story, no, I don't want to help you, I don't want to help you. At the end, they sure wanted to help eat the bread. Well, it doesn't always work like that. So it's important that you do some of the helping so people want to share things with you. Okay. So, many kinds of bread are made from wheat, okay? And bread is something that we use in lots of different meals. We could have toast for breakfast. We could use bread in a sandwich for lunch. And we can also use bread for dinner. I know sometimes if I have spaghetti and meatballs, I like having a little bit of semolina Italian bread, maybe some garlic and stuff. But the bread goes really nicely when you dipping it in that dinner sauce, or the red sauce with your meatballs. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So I did want to also talk about the fact that people use plants for building houses. The trees are used to make houses. The lumber, which is wood, comes from trees. And that's used to make buildings and houses. And that's really important to make shelters for people to live in, to places for people to work in, maybe hospitals to help people in. The buildings are all over the place for many different important reasons. And also, aside from that, there are many, many medicines that come from plants. And I know I didn't talk about that earlier, but I did want to mention that a lot of special medicine comes from plants. And scientists try these things if maybe say somebody gets sick and they try to use the plants to help them. And it takes years and years and they figure out that, wow, this is a really good thing for that. Okay, so I know that the aloe vera plant is really good for sunburn, okay? And you can put that on and your skin won't burn so much and it'll kind of heal in a nice way. And then the last thing I was going to say is the rubber and the cotton from plants are used by people. Wait a minute, where do we use rubber? Well, those things that spin, the round tires on a car that you see, those are not made from marshmallows, black marshmallows. Those are actually made from rubber, a rubber tree. So car tires, is that an important thing for us? Oh yeah, if you want to get from one place to another, you may not have a car and that's okay, but the bus uses tires too. Taxis use the tires too. So these things are all very important for us. I did see a picture, yes, I wanted to show you. And I told you that we eating vegetables in lots of different things. Take a look at this guy. He is making a burger, a pie scraper. Oh, I don't know. But anyhow, He had created a burger that was 5 feet 4 inches tall. And when you think burger, you think cheese, you think meat. The meat and cheese of the burger is pretty important stuff. But there's so much more. Now, if you look really closely, he's got some leaves on there called lettuce. He's got some tomatoes on there called fruit. Some other things too. Oh, onions are very good on a burger. Oh, and what are these things in the bottom? French fries. French fries are good to eat sometimes. And French fries are made from potatoes. Okay? I know my son said, "Oh, I don't eat potatoes. Hey, can I have one of those French fries?" Well, guess what? He just ate a potato if he's eating a French fry. And it doesn't matter. He thinks that onions, my son thinks that onions do not taste good. But after I cook something nice, he goes, "Whoa, that was delicious." And I say, well, there were some onions in there, and it adds some nice flavor. So just so you know, you might have had onions before and you don't even know it. Anyhow, and the other picture I wanted to show you is this. People do pretty amazing things with different fruits. This is a watermelon, and this artist changed it into a type of animal. What kind of animal is that? Some type of crocodile or some type of alligator. That's amazing. All right, so I'm going to spend the last couple of moments before you take that quiz, showing you all the different things you learned about plants this week, the parts, some of their jobs. Do they drink the water? Do they help carry the water up? Do they take the light from the sun and the rain and help these plants grow? Make food? We're going to talk about that in the quiz. Also, we're going to talk about different parts of the plants that we eat. That's also very important. So, lastly, I wanted to show you one of my favorite foods. Most of you are probably familiar with this. This is a Gala apple. Gala is my favorite kind of apple, and it's always mostly red, quite delicious. Now, my grandmother used to always put apples inside of pancakes, and if you haven't tried it, you got to. But apples you can eat just like that. You can eat it with the skin on. The skin, I believe, has lots of vitamins. Apples, you can give it to someone to cut up for you and have little pieces and have like little snacks. Some people like to put cinnamon on their apples. But most importantly, the part of the plant that we're eating is the fruit. Anytime we're eating one of these delicious apples. What is this? Smaller than a grapefruit, smaller than an apple, but it's bigger than maybe a lemon or lime. This is an orange, yeah. And I know lots of you eat the oranges in school, so that's a really delicious snack. Orange is a fruit. And then we have the guinea pig's favorite food. Peppers. Shh, can't say that too loud. I think I hear them whistling already. Yeah, it's almost time for dinner for them. And this is a delicious green pepper. They love eating this. I eat this, and I've seen kids in my class eat this. There's 2 or 3 different kids that I know like eating those sweet peppers. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, no peppers for me. That stuff's spicy." Yeah, there are some spicy peppers, but don't eat those if you don't like spicy. Just have a nice sweet pepper. They're delicious. All right, and the last I saved because it's really tough. Some of you might have been eating these your whole life. Some of you may have never seen one before. But let's take a close look at this. And this fruit is hairy. Listen to me. Hairy on the outside skin. Does anybody know what this is? Is this a horseradish? Is this a kiwi? Or is this ginger? This is a kiwi. It's a delicious fruit, and it's green on the inside. And if you haven't tried one, maybe you need to give it a shot. Well, boys and girls, I hope everybody had a nice week and you learned a little something about science and some things that we've been talking about in school. It's kind of a nice review just to freshen ourselves up and some of the things we learned in the beginning of the year. I know lots of you have been working real hard at home, and I'm real happy to hear that. But until next time, I'm just wishing a happy weekend to everybody out there, and enjoy. All right, I'll see you guys on Monday. And we will be talking about something different next week in science, okay? A different review topic, but I'm going to keep you hanging on that, all right? Because it's pretty exciting stuff. All right. Have a great night. See you next time.